Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This evening we are going to be making gooey chocolate chip cookie pie. I am actually very excited to make this. I have said it in previous videos that I'm not the biggest chocolate fan. Just to sit and eat a chocolate bar or anything like that, that's really not me anymore. Everybody in the family is pretty excited to have it. Today, as we're doing it, I'm doubling it. You have the written recipe for one pie. We are gonna need one pie crust. Doubling up. I'm going to use my cast iron to do this one. We really needed to get the pie crust used up before it went bad. If you look back, you will see that we also did a tomato pie. We doubled the crust because, you know, that's just me. My cast iron is non-stick and I keep it well seasoned at all times because if you know anything about cast iron, if you take care of your cast iron pan, it will literally love you all the way back. And us Southerners really do take it serious. But if you don't take care of your pan and it gets rusty, dusty, and crusty, we'll do a whole video on that when I'm yard selling. And if they're at reasonable prices, I will buy them. And I actually have one that I want to restore. So I'm going to stretch my pie crust out a little bit so that it's more upward. It does not have to be perfect. Trust me, we improvise over here on this channel. I am going to get a fork and do this number all on the bottom. Just poke some holes. This is just rule of thumb down here in the South. You always poke holes in your crust because you don't want it messing up. I might even stick it in here while we're doing this because I don't know, it just feels right. Just for a minute. And while that's in there, let me set my timer for like 3 minutes. In our bowl, 2 sticks of butter, which equals 1 cup. We're doubling the recipe. So we're going to do 2 cups of butter. You want it to be softened, not hard from the refrigerator. 1 cup of brown sugar, 2 cups if you're doubling your recipe. And then we're going to add a half a cup of granulated sugar, a whole cup if you're doubling the recipe. We're going to put it over here. We got our KitchenAid. Again, I've never made this, so I am pretty excited. Are we already 3 minutes? I promise you I didn't even realize that. But anyways, singing to me, let's go. Let's get it out. We don't want it to burn. Here we go. Oh, that's cute. No difference much, but on to 2 large eggs. 4 if you're doubling. It doesn't say add them one at a time, so we're just going to add them just like that. We're doubling it today because when I was telling some folks about it, they were like, girl, I gotta have me some of that. And it always feels very accomplishing whenever you make something that you've never made before and it turns out better than you expected, okay? Y'all, let me tell you. I already told y'all about my sister Heather. Went over there to her house yesterday. I was like, oh, I really need some vanilla. My girl. And not just the scrawny old bottle. Y'all see that bottle she gave me? Y'all know this is probably $12, right? My sister is literally golden. We're going to do 2 teaspoons. If you're doubling your pie, you're going to do 4. Don't judge me on it, okay? When I did the Valentine sourdough bread, you can look at a video back when that I used both of these and just mixed them all together. Ain't no big deal. I like the white chocolate. My favorite. 1.5 cups, regular pie. 3 cups, double. So we're going to revert to this. Mix it all in. We were going to add in something that's not in our recipe, granola. This is probably a tad bit more than a cup. I mean, I'm kind of going off course now, but I do think it's still going to be delicious. A lot of people do put flour in it and make it like a real cookie. I just think this would give it a nice texture crunch with the almonds in it. The honey is a lovely added flavor to this. We're going to try it, see if it works, rate it. The reason why I wanted to add the granola in, it's just a lot of chocolate with nothing in between but butter and sugar, you know, and that's okay for someone who really likes that. But I really like a little more substance to it. Back in the day when my kids were really little, there was a pie, and we'll do it one day. It's called, you can look it up, the $1 Million Pie. It won $1 Million reward. That's why it's called the $1 Million Pie. And it has oats and honey bars crushed up in it. It was literally one of my absolute favorite pies. And I remembered that when I seen the recipe and I was like, it would be so good if I added some granola, and I knew I had some on hand. So that's why I put this in here. So hopefully all my ratios are just fine. And this pie turns out stunning with the extra granola in it. We don't need this anymore. I showed it to you. You now have it in your own collection. My babies can go back and look at it. Here's what it's looking like before we put it in the pie crust. Just gonna put it on and Filling is now in the cast iron. This is going to be pretty stinking massive. Good thing we're sharing with a lot of good folk, because doubling this thing, you got the pie of pies, okay? You see it's all the way up there. It does cover the crust about this much, but we're not worried about that. It's going to be in here. I'm going to pop this in the oven, 350 degrees. Make sure you preheat your oven beforehand. This will be in there for 30 minutes. I'll tell you the time for single bake or for double bake. We doubled our recipe, so we're going to need a bunch more extra time on ours, okay? I'll see you whenever it's done. Okay, everybody, it's been several hours later. Look at this gorgeous beauty. I doubled my recipe, so I ended up baking it for about 40 minutes. I took it out of the oven for 5 minutes to let the oven cool off, and then I put it back in the oven off in the heat of the oven for about 10-15 minutes. If you're doing it just the way the recipe calls for, only bake it for 30 minutes. Now we're going to get into the cutting and the tasting and rating together. Ooh, look at all that butter. Ooh, look at that. Y'all, this looks so good. Here we go. Bless your food. I tell you, absolutely no lies. I am so glad I put that granola in there. Can we get in this a minute? Look at this right there. It has the consistency of pecan pie. I don't even know how to describe that. It's just absolutely delicious. I'm not the biggest chocolate fan. I'm gonna have to hurry up and get off of here because I literally want to devour this baby, okay? This is probably gonna be a top 5. And it is a 10 out of 10. There's nothing more to say, but go make it. I'm gonna go enjoy it. Anyway, love y'all. Bye.